Stokes will go, McCallum will go, Ollie Pope will go, and
Stokes will resign.
Roll.
It's different.
Okay.
It's
You're
different.
saying
It's
Stokes will
different
resign. So, okay.
as captain. He'll still be there as all rounder, but he will resign as captain. He'll have no
I think
choice.
you'll have no choice. 5-0, I think not many English captains have survived 5-0. So if it's a 3-1 or a 4-1, you still think Stokes will survive?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or a 3-2. A 3-2 is still a possibility. Very
3-2, I don't know.
unlikely.
In the last
Unlikely. Unlikely.
show, you said 3-1. You said you didn't comment. You said it will be a close fight, but I think it's not going it close nowhere. Raj, it's going very one way.
Yeah, and we've kind of analyzed the reasons for that. But look, at that point, no one knew that England will take the game against the Prime Minister's 11 so lightly.
Don't you think that 6.5, 7 runs per over is not feasible? What England started off with. And you said England is not started best. Well, I agree. Australia, when they were winning under War, that invincible War team, they were scoring 4 and no one complained. Because when you score fast, you were actually giving a bowlers time to take wickets. That's the basic essence, other than playing out boring draws. Now, scoring at 6.5, 7, 8 at times England scored in the earlier part of baseball, and they still had time to win. So, do you think 8 runs and over in Test match is it going to be the norm according to you? You said this is the future. So, will
No,
side score 7 runs and over?
only if, due to the sheer spectacle of watching Test cricket and being happy or open to Test cricket being over in 2.5 days, they will start squeezing the ground size, start making the bats bigger. All this will happen because if revenue is the driving force in cricket, then it will happen. You know, so it's like you can a few years ago this trend started, right, of NFTs. You could go to the Louvre in Paris and look at great art, or you can buy an NFT of a monkey for $40 million. People were doing that, right? Some people put money into NFTs. So it's a trend. It's a trend. But this aggressive form of cricket, of batting, is here to stay because you cannot root that out of a person. If somebody is trained, because see, there are some batsmen like Sehwag, and he was not trained to bat like that. He was a natural at aggressive, and he was consistent. Gilchrist was consistent. Vivian Richards was consistent. But now everybody is imagining themselves to do that.
That is where Ben Duckett's failure has surprised me at least.
Yeah, yeah.
Ben Duckett, I don't know. I mean, the way he played against India and the way he played against the series before that, I mean, his failure has, I think, got a lot to do with England going down the barrel, basically looking down the barrel.
Yeah, like while it's a team sport, you can probably not hold one person responsible. It's a collective effort. But yeah, his opening lack of putting an opening stance, in Australia especially, any touring side that has done well typically has had good opening.
Correct. Because then they put a lot of pressure in the middle order.
That's right.
Yeah, please.
If you can go to lunch in Australia 1 down, you are on your way to win a Test match. But that was sadly, they were losing their first wicket in the first over. So that just shows.
Do you think, apart from McCallum, I'm sure, I think his head is going to roll, but Stokes, yeah, I also agree with you. I think Harry Brook making the captain. I don't think Harry Brook will be the captain right now. He doesn't command the respect of the dressing room yet. But do you think Duckett and Crawley, both heads will roll, and Ollie Pope, the top three will roll? Duckett, Crawley, and Ollie Pope, as Sudeep rightly asked, and I think I have the same question.
No.
The top three will roll. Do you think?
Yeah, look, I don't think Crawley is going anywhere, and Duckett will
But
depend on.
Crawley has the same problem. 58 test matches under 30 average. That's a very poor for opener.
Yeah, but they need to find somebody else, right? If they look the next two test matches before the next two test matches, it's hard to say. They're not going to sack their players in middle of the series. So I don't think their bench has anybody who can come in and replace them. So I
That
don't
is an
think.
issue.
Yeah, so I think they will play in the next two, and if they are able to put together a career-saving, it's a bit like Khwaja, like after
Yeah,
185,
I was coming to Khwaja. Yeah.
they are saying that he is now safe.
Hmm.
So is one innings enough? No. Look at Labuschagne, like after
A lot
his
of people are saying about Khwaja. Labuschagne, I think, is underperforming. What do you talk? I think he's underperforming. He's
absolutely,
underperforming for a very long time now. His average is 62 after 30 test matches. I think he's gone down 30 now. His overall average is 47. But I
yeah,
somehow feel that Labuschagne, I don't know, 31, he's got age on his side, but I really don't know.
yeah.
I
Again,
mean,
it's
because, yeah,
about how do you make wholesale changes? Like India does. After what every series, there's like five new players. It's like
that is a
oh,
Gambhir
how
speciality. That's a Gambhir speciality.
which is the how not to win basically from the book of
Correct.
how not to win. I
Correct.
mean, you
Very true.
look at the Australian side. Look at Alex Carey's performance. I would say the for me the player of the series so far between Stark and Carey
Correct.
combined
Correct. I also see it fail. I think Alex Curry
because
surprised me with his batting. His batting has surprised me.
no, his keeping and batting combined. I mean, to play the way he has, to bat and to keep the way he has been like amazing. He has been a revelation. No one would pick him to be the person who would be doing this. So I think his performance is actually at par, but because of the wicket taking and holding the ball, the bowler gets a bit more limelight nowadays. A keeper, they're not going to do anything special like hold up their glove or something, but it was special. Standing up to Scott Boland is not a joke. On standing up to any pacer on Australian pitches is not a joke.
Agreed. So, what do
I
you think is
can't
going to happen in Melbourne and Sydney? And what is the take on the series now? 5-0? Or what do you think?
look. I'm still hopeful that England will, after 11 days of this Ashes, come up with something to save their face. I'm saying that more out of a hopeful cricket enthusiast. I would rather have what India did in England and have 25 days of Test cricket, which was amazing. Even though I think the Indian side was performing well below par, it somehow managed due to individual performances like Siraj's on the last day of the final Test match. It also corresponded with Ben Stokes' absence. So I think um, India was lucky there. But we need, as Test cricket lovers, we need equal footing Test series. They are enjoyed far more by both sides and by the cricket followers and the fans of both sides. If it's one-sided, I think so far Australia, it has been a one-sided affair. The Ashes has been a one-sided affair.
So, do you think it's 5-0?
No, I don't. I don't want to call on that yet. I think a lot will depend on how much Australia parties, how hungry are they, because I think Cummins is going to do really well at the MCG. He needs Boland is a Victorian. I think he will do well here as well. So England have their work cut up, but traditionally Australia has shown that when they become soft is post Christmas. They become soft in
India has won in Melbourne 3 times, I think. Twice or thrice, India has won in Melbourne. So, MCG is not a very great venue for Australia. And you
even
rightly said.
yeah, even England on a rain disturbed my my first Ashes test match, where I actually went and in person saw the
Would
match.
be would be the early 2000, I guess.
No, 1998. and
98.
England.
Oh, that famous Atherton series. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and yeah, England with Darren Goff, he came and won them with a six wicket haul in the second inning. Out of nowhere, came from behind and basically won England the match. So Australia traditionally, because this is the home ground disadvantage, because it's Christmas is huge. It's like
I know. I know. It's huge.
so all the challenge will be that all the Christmas will be in Melbourne, and all the families will be flown by the ACB for the Australian side, and England will be seething. So if they can show some venom in this, this is their chance. Australia will be well rested and maybe going a bit soft. So
Hmm.
I hope that happens, because if they go into Sydney 3-1, then it's not, the Ashes is no longer on the line, but the pride of both sides is on the line. So it'll be great for Test match cricket. 5-0
I
will be
guess so.
terrible for cricket.
I mean, they say Ashes make or break careers. I think if it's a final, if I think a lot of heads will roll on the English side. I think so.
I think if it's 5-0, Stokes will resign.
Stokes will go, McCallum will go, Ollie Pope will go, and
Stokes
Ben
will resign.
Pro.
It's different.
Okay,
It's
you're
different.
saying
It's
Stokes will
different again.
resign. So okay.
As captain, he'll still be there as all rounder, but he will resign as captain. He'll have no
I think
choice.
you'll have no choice. 5-0, I think not many English captains have survived 5-0. So if it's a 3-1 or a 4-1, you still think Stokes will survive.
Yeah. Or
Okay.
a 3-2. A 3-2 is still a possibility.
Three
Very
two, I don't know.
unlikely.
In the last
Exactly. Unlikely.
show, you said 3-1. You said you didn't comment. You said it will be a close fight, but I think it's not going it close nowhere. Raj, it's going very one way.
Yeah, and we've kind of analyzed the reasons for that. But look, at that point, no one knew that England will take the game against the Prime Minister's 11 so lightly.
Correct. That was a very stupid thing to do. Very stupid. Criticized badly, especially a ping
Absolutely.
ball game. Yeah. Sudeep, any question you have?
My only question, after Stokes, who? If he resigns, after this Ashes, then who could be the possible replacement?
Good question.
So it's a very good question. And the current remaining 10 English cricketers I've seen, no one. That's why I think if he resigns, it'll be a very personal decision.
Yes.
But even if he wants to resign, I think the English cricket establishment might talk him out of it. But again, too early to say unless we watch what happens, wait and see what happens in Melbourne and in Sydney. So we can estimate, and it's all hypothesis, but they don't have a current, uh, I think, no one is seen as an emerging leader or things like that. Even Australia has a similar problem. They were grooming someone like a Cameron Green. He has not performed. So now Australian cricket is also in a bit of a quandary that after Cummins who? Because even if they
They're going back to Steve Smith. They're going back to Steve Smith.
no.
It is a
Steve
stopgap
Smith
arrangement, could be a.
is stopgap. Because I don't
Maybe
think he
England
will.
as a stopgap would also go back to root,
I
for
think
a
I think
year
they
or
will go
so,
back
for a
to
year
root.
or
I
so.
think so. Maybe. Yeah. Because Root is 35, so they might go back to root. Or Harry Brook would be a very bad choice, Raj. What do you think?
Hasn't shown
If,
any maturity actually
no,
this
that is
series.
the problem with him. Batting is lacks a lot of maturity.
Yeah. Look, I haven't seen much of Zach Crawley or looked at his record outside, but he is at least one person who came back, carries himself like a leader. So he is a possibility, but I don't know his record of leading any sides or anything like that. But
In first, you're right. He's got a cool head. Even after Shubman Gill going after him that badly at Edgbaston, I mean, he had a cool head. I
yeah,
think he really
so he's got the temperament, but I don't know his
got the
record.
temperament.
Like I don't know his
Hmm.
record outside. So
They-
Zach Crawley is a possibility, but
Could be.
again,
That's a good one, Raj. Could be a
yeah,
possibility.
I don't see his position under threat.
So
despite
you were
the
saying, but people are saying that he, along with Pope, both under threat.
we are basing it on his performance. In his most recent outing,
Yeah,
he is going to
85,
play. He's going to play in the next two matches.
two matches,
So
very sure, 85. So yeah.
if he again performs, this is where the mettle of a person comes out, right? So if he performs,
Mhm.
and that's why, like in Australia, if he does well, he will be the crowd will appreciate it, and he has a blemishless sort of a record of being a gentleman on the field, and like you said, he hasn't lost his cool and things like that. So maybe a person like that can hold the side
That's a good
together.
call because he's young. I mean, he's 31, I think, Jack Crawley, 31. So he's got time. You have to look at time also. I mean, giving it to Joe Root is going back, stepping back again.
Yeah, and I don't think he'll want it after a disaster. Like if it was a stopgap like Steve Smith, it's fine.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think Cameron Green backfiring has put Australia in a lot of bother. What do you think, Raj? Because they
Yeah,
are grooming him to a future captain.
look, I think they'll continue to back him. He's got talent. He had an injury. He's come back. Coming back from injury and scoring runs in domestic cricket is one thing. Playing at an international level with full stadiums is completely different thing. Because even the Sheffield Shield cricket is played on empty grounds. So the big match temperament matters. And say someone like Travis Head has big match temperament. So he's a fighter. They could well appoint Travis Head for all we know.
Travis Head could be another good choice. 31, 32, got time.
Yeah, and he will
Yeah.
straighten up. I think he'll straighten up his act even more and get fitter because he's by Indian cricket standard, he's not very fit. You know,
Hmm.
with the
But then
yo-yo.
if he becomes a captain, then a lot of calls are taken because then he fills the captaincy, he fills the opening slot. So you have middle order open up. So there are a lot of things will fall in place if he is a captain and he opens. I mean, Khwaja's place is taken. So either it's Weatherall, but Weatherall again has failed. That takes me to the last question. Your opening conundrum, Raj, is still there. We are saying Khwaja, we are saying who plays Khwaja. Now we're saying who plays whom. Both your opening is a
One
problem.
one series is too little. One series, and
Constance was
there's
not given a go. Bancroft not given. Renshaw not given. Now you have Weatherall not given. And not for your openers. I mean, and there's no opener coming out from
no.
Australia.
See, Weatherall has still got two more Test matches. He'll play in
But
these
they're
two.
saying they'll drop Weatherall. They might drop Weatherall for the fourth because Smith is coming back and they have to play Khwaja. So probably Weatherall or Josh Inglis. One of the two will get the exit.
Yeah. I think it won't be the opener.
It will be Josh Inglis, you're saying.
Yeah.
Looks like. Could be. Could be. So Sudeep, any more question?
I'm through. Thanks a lot.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks. So Raj, finally 5-0. Your call on the series?
No. I'm not calling the series after 3-0 because look, sports is one area like if you looked at the odds, Australia is a big betting nation. It's per capita
Yeah,
the highest betting nation in the world, especially on
correct, correct.
sports.
Hmm.
Yesterday they were paying $34 for a draw and $8.75 for an England win.
Oh, $8 for England win. Oh, not bad.
Yeah, $34 for a draw. So they were sure that it wasn't going to be a draw, but they were giving England this outside chance. So look, I'm not a betting man, and I don't like to predict on sports because every time I've tried to predict on sports, I've been wrong.
Things change. Yeah.
So I'm not
But
predicting it's going to be 3-2. As a cricket lover, as a test match,
hmm,
uh, you know, um,
connoisseur, yeah.
yeah, I'm hoping England fight back.
But
Not
do they have the fire? Do they have the fire, Raj? We've been
why
watching
not?
cricket in Australia for 30 years now. Do you
Yeah,
think
they do.
you have
One
seen some of the
performance.
great English sides? You've seen some of the great English sides. Do you think it's going to pay?
All it takes is one solid performance. Like Travis Head was the big difference in that innings, scoring 170. He's been a thorn in the side for India. Now he's a thorn in the side for
Yeah, headache,
England.
headache. It's a
He,
headache.
he he's a thorn. So basically, Travis Head probably because he doesn't overthink it, and he has
He lives in the
vulnerability.
moment. Yeah, he lives in the moment. I think that's the reason he's so successful.
He has vulnerability, and they did not were not able to, even Archer with all his skill, with the speed, were not able to, outthink Travis Head. So, but yeah, in England, when the ball moves a bit more, Travis Head will be vulnerable. We have seen that about batsmen who are prolific, like
Yeah.
Sehwag was
Coming
unsuccessful in
coming
England.
back to Archer, my last question, Raj, before we wind up. Mark Ode, taken out of the last test match at Oval because they wanted to keep him fresh. 5 months after that, he comes to Australia fresh, plays one test match, bowls at 150, breaks down. What is this? And why are England unable to nurture? And that's a big question now. So they're unable to nurture a person. They took him out of the India series because they wanted him fresh, and then he breaks down, and probably his career is over, given that he's 36 now. So what went wrong with Markwood? My last question.
I think it's not about Mark Wood, it's about a mindset that you need to bowl close to 150 to win in Australia. We have seen that that's not the case. We've had
Archer is
touring
bowling at
sides.
148. Archer is bowling at 148.
He's not winning it for England yet. So consistency. If you look at Scott Boland and his speed, how did he get the wickets he did?
Correct. 137, 138.
So that's why Mitchell Stark is like the real outperformer, bowling at high speeds, bowling those deadly deliveries. But it's also got to do with physics. He's taller. By the time he releases the ball, is over 7 feet. It's like we've
And
forgotten.
his action is pretty side on, so he limits injuries like Bumrah. It's not front on, so it's pretty good. His action is pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. So again, the mechanics of it, the biomechanics is working in Stark's favor. Though the best tall fast bowler I recall, even watching it's only on television, was Joel Garner.
One of the
But
greats.
he did not have the benefits of modern day cricket with the physiotherapy, the daily massage, the ice, the works that the cricketers get. They have a lot of science behind them. If Joel Garner and the West Indies team had that, their record would even be better.
Correct. Very true. Thank you so much, Raj. Very entertaining and very enlightening. Yet again, you do not give us the final scorecard. You tend to hold it. I think it's 5-0. We in our studio also think it is 5-0. I mean, England is looking down the barrel.
Look, we haven't had rain disruption in the series so far, but there is usually right
Sydney,
now
yeah.
like it's raining today in
Okay,
Melbourne.
Melbourne. Oh, it's also pretty bad in
Test match
Kolkata.
cricket, yeah, test match cricket wouldn't be possible today. That's why like when it comes to Christmas and post session the year, Sydney can be very unpredictable with rain.
Correct.
And if you remember when India toured and injured Hanuma Vihari and
18 series, yeah. 18
and
series.
Ashwin, they held Australia to a draw. So determination, like the human qualities is what counts. Where is Ashwin? He's retired. Where's Hanuma Vihari? He's been dropped and forgotten.
Dropped.
It's the human qualities that England need. It's nothing to do with talent or sparks or fizz. Play basic cricket. Be determined.
True. That Hanuma Vihari and Mayank Agarwal also. If you remember, Mayank Agarwal had a wonderful series here. Very big surprises and mystery of Indian cricket once again. On that note, thank you so much, Raj. We would love to have you again in some
Thank you
part of
so
the
much.
shows.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Sudeep, also. And we would like to wind up
Thanks.
our Sunday show. Thank you. And bye-bye.
Thank you.